أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So we're talking about the last part of chapter 3. We're talking about the last part of chapter 3, which has to do with this topic called the tawabe. Tawabes are nouns which follow other nouns. They're kind of tagged along or related to some other nouns. So the other noun that they're tagged along to is called the matbu. So the tabe is like in tabi'in, etc. Are those that follow. So the tabi'un is the noun that follows another noun which is the matbu. So tabi follows the matbu. And there are 5 types of tabi that we're going to study here, and they are listed here. The nat, which is a sifa, same meaning, nat man'ut or sifa mawsuf, and ta'kid or tawkid, and al-badal, and atfu biharfin, which is the same thing, I'm assuming, as atfun nasaqin and atful bayan. So those are the 5 ones. And last time we talked about this, I created this, I thought it was very effective mnemonic over here. Badal is kind of like tagging along, like in a train track, tagging along, like cars or train or little ducklings right next to walking around. So if you ever see words making like tagging along like ducklings and walking around, that would be kind of not pretty impressive, right? Or at least not bad, right? So that would be pretty good, very curious phenomenon. So a mnemonic is not bad. So not refers to not, which sounds like not. So not, N-O-T-T, and there are 2 T's there for ta'kid, for emphasis. So not and ta'kid, and bad is for badal. So that's for badal, B-A-D-A-L, bad. So not bad, not, ta'kid, and bad. That's 3 of them over right there. And the last 2 are easy to remember. They both start with ataf. You have to just remember like little 2 squiggly things over here. They both start with ataf, ataf biharfin, ataf nasakhin, and ataf bayan. So you have to remember the 2 ataf. So those are the 5 tabis that we're going to study. And we have hitherto studied the nats and the ta'kid. Today we're going to talk about badal. So here's the concept of badal. So this starts on page 103 in my textbook. Al-badal, the word means the substitute. Okay, it's a substitute. Badal is that tabe which is actually intended in the sentence, which is actually the subject of a sentence in the sentence, and not its matbu. So the tabe in this case, the badal, is actually the focus of the sentence and not the matbu. So the matbu only serves as introduction. Basically, matbu serves as an intro to the tabe. So the matbu serves as an introduction to the tabe. So in a sentence you have sentence, and then you have the matbu, and then the tabe, right? So the tabe is the badal, the substitute. Okay, substitute, and then the mubdal minhu or mubaddalun minhu. So mubdalun minhu or mubaddalun minhu. So there's 2 terminology which means the same thing. Mubdalun minhu or mubaddalun minhu are the substituted. Okay, this is the substituted. So it's substituted as the introduction. Okay, this is the substitute for the matbu. Okay, so let's clarify this with an example. The example given over here is this one. Okay, so jaa Zaydun akhuka. Okay, so this sentence, what is saying is, Zayd, your brother came. So your brother came. So that's what the sentence is saying. So Zayd, your brother came. Zayd is just like the person you're talking to. It's not that Zayd came. Zayd did not come. Okay. his brother came. You're talking to Zayd. Ja'a Zaydun akhuka. Okay, Zayd, your brother came. Okay, so in this case, this is a mudaf mudaf ilayh construction here. Mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Okay, and this is actually the badal, which is the substituted. Okay, so it should be ja'a akhuka, basically what the sentence is saying. Okay, badal, and then this over here, Zaydun here. Okay, that's the mubdal minhu. Okay, and together badal and mubdal minhu is the fa'il. Okay, together they are the fa'il, and here this is just ja'a is the fi'l. That's fi'l. Okay, fi'l and fa'il together will give you jumla fi'liya, JFK, jumla fi'liya khabariya. Okay, so this is an example of sentence with badal. Ja'a Zaydun akhu. Ja'a akhuka is what it's saying. Zaydun is just to bring attention as introduction. Zayd, your brother came. Okay, so um, that is the concept of badal. Now, there are 4 types of badal. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's start here. There are 4 types of badal. It's actually, it's not badalun, it's badalun. So it's badalun. There are 4 types of badals. Okay, so let me write this down. The first one is badalu kullin min kullin. So here's badalu kullin. Make sure I have min kullin. Okay, so I'll do this one at a time, and then because I don't know how much space it's going to take. So badalun kullin min kullin. Okay, so this is also called badalul kulli, aka badalu kulli. Total badal. Let's try to write this badalu like this. Okay, total badal. Okay, badalul kulli. So that's that. It is that badal which refers to the exact same thing as the mubdal minhu. Okay, is that badal which refers to exact same thing okay as the mubdal minhu. Okay, as the mubdalun minhu. Okay, so this is the example that we had given. So this was the example of Ja'a Zaydun akhuka. Zayd, your brother came. Okay, Zayd, your brother came. Okay, so that's the first example. All right, and then the second type of badal is going to be badalu ba'du min kullin. Okay, so this is badalu ba'du. Okay, badalu ba'din mudaf mudaf badalu ba'din min kulli min kullin. Okay. Also known as badalu ba'd, also known as badalu, some of it, right? Badalu ba'd, like this. Okay. Now, okay, so this that badal is that badal which refers to intuitively part, okay, part, okay, of the mubdal minhu. Part of the mubdal minhu. Example, darabtu zaydan ra'sahu. Okay, here's the example. Okay, darabtu zaydan. Poor Zayd. Darabtu zaydan ra'sahu. Okay. Darabtu Zayd. So he darabtu ra'sahu. The sentence is trying to say I hit his head, but you know whose head you hit. So it's Zayd's head. So this is like the badal, and this is mubdal minhu. So this is badalul ba'd. He hit part of it, right? So that's an example of that. I hit Zayd's head. So why did you do that? You criminal. I hit Zayd's head. Okay, so that's example of the second example. And the third type is badalul ishtimal. Badalul ishtimal. So here's badalul. Okay. And no, it's not like this. Badalul ishtimal. Ishtimali. Badalul ishtimali. Okay. Badal ishtimal. It is that badal which is related to the mubdal minhu, but is not part of it. Okay. Is that badal which is related to mubdal minhu. Okay. Okay, mubdalun. It's related to mubdal minhu. Okay. But not part of it. But not part of it. Okay, so let's give example over here. Number 3. So suriha zaydun qamisuhu. Okay. Suriha. Okay. Suriha zaydun qamisuhu. So suriha zaydun qamisuhu. I don't know why you wouldn't say like suriha qamisu zaydin. Well, you could say that, right? Zayd's shirt was stolen, but it's written in a different way. But this means Zayd's shirt was stolen. Zayd's shirt was stolen. So again, as I said, you could just say Suriqa Khamisu Zaydin, but the way this is constructed, surikha zaydun khamisuhu, okay? So which means the same thing. So this is again badal, and zayd is mubdal minhu. And again, zayd isn't, the khamis is obviously not part of him, right? So it is related to him, but it's obviously not part of him. So this is badalu ishtimal. It is that badal which is related to the mubdal minhu, but is not part of it. Okay, I'm sure these are important distinctions in other circumstances, except for the basic examples that are given. And finally, number fourth over here. Okay, number fourth type of badal is badalul ghalati. Badalu ghalati. Okay, so badal ghalati, it is that badal which is mentioned after an ghalat. Okay, it is that badal. It is that badal. Badalun, which is mentioned after an error. So it's like error correction. Okay, badalul ghalati. Okay. So it occurs after an error. So let's give an example of this. Ishtaraitu farasan himaran. Ishtaraitu farasan. Farasan himaran. Okay. Right. I bought a horse. No, a donkey. I'm sure the examples are silly, but in real life, this might be actually something pertinent at times. Okay. Ishtaraitu farasan himaran. Okay. So now, here again, in this case, this is the badal. That's what the actual intended, right? This is the badal, and this is mubdal minhu. Okay. So I bought himaran is what you meant to say, but you said farasan for some slip of the tongue. Ishtaraitu farasan himaran, like this. So those are the four types of badals, and that's the end of this section actually. So let's review this. So we said there are 5 types of tabi, and badal is one of the types of tabs, the third one in our list, and badal is a substitute. It is that tabi which is actually intended in the sentence and not its matbu. So in this scenario, the badal is actually the focus of the sentence and not the mubdal minhu. Mubdal minhu serves as an introduction to the tabi. So here's a tabi and the matbu. Tabi is the badal, matbu is the mubdalun minhu or mubaddalun minhu, the substituted. Okay. Ja'a Zaydun akhuka. Zayd, your brother came. So Zayd is the mubdalun minhu or mubdal minhu, and akhuka is badal, which is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Together they make the file in this sentence. And then we said there were there are 4 types of badal. So there are 4 types of badal. Okay, this is very important. So badalun kullu min kullin. Okay, so they are is that badal which refers to the exact same thing as mubdal minhu. So badal is the same thing as the mubdal minhu. Okay, so ja'a zaydun akhuka. Okay, so Zayd, your brother came. Okay, badal ba'din min kullin. It is that badal which refers to part of the mubdal minhu. Darabtu Zaydun ضربت زيدا رأسه. So um, the badal is a part of the mubdal minhu. Okay, right. So that's that. And the third is badal ishtimal, is that badal which is related to the mubdal minhu but not part of it. So there's a mubdal minhu and the badal is related to it, but it is not part of it. Suriqa Zaydun khamisuhu. Okay, Zayd's shirt was stolen. Okay, and then finally badal ghalati is that badal which is mentioned after an error. So the mubdal minhu was a mistake, and the real badal is substituted for it. So that's the four types of badal. One that is a badal kullin min kullin, which means badal kullin is that badal which is referred to exact same thing as the mubdal minhu, and badalu ba'din min kullin, or badalu ba'din, which means part, is that badal which refers to part of the mubdal minhu. And thirdly, badalu ishtimali is that badal which is related to mubdal minhu but not part of it. They're related to it but not part of it. And badalu ghalati is that badal which is mentioned after an error. So mubdal minhu is actually an error, and then you relate the actual intended word over there. So that is this topic of badal. Inshallah, until next time. Assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum.